In this video, I spend the night car camping at Cottonwood Island Park in Prince George, BC, then at the public library in Vanderhoof. The car camper gets a clean out and I give you a full tour of my RAV4 car camper.
What you doing, Fred? What's the matter? Is it raining? Yeah, it's raining outside. Good thing we're in the car camper.
Freddie and I headed out, despite the rain, to discover the secrets of Cottonwood Park. There are faces in the trees, but not just faces, there are dragons and castles too. Elmer Gunderson, a retired employee of the city of Prince George, who helped build the trails in this park in 1980, has carved faces and other objects in the bark of the mature cottonwood trees here. It was a really cool surprise, and I spent the morning, after getting a map, searching for the carvings. This is a must visit if you are in the Prince George area. You can grab a map from the Prince George Visitor Centre or from the Central BC Railway and Forestry Museum, which is located next to the park. I had to hang around all day in Prince George to pick up a package, but come evening we were headed for Vanderhoof and got to enjoy a beautiful sunset.
Good morning. We have just spent the night parked at the Vanderhoof Public Library parking lot. It was the one place on iOverlander where other travelers had said they'd spent the night successfully, and we have just spent a successful night there as well. Strange place to boondock or stealth camp. But today I really want to get the car camper cleaned out. It's I can hear voices outside now, so I'm getting up and getting ready to go, and I'm going to head over to Tim Hortons for a coffee, and then hopefully the rain will not happen today and we can find a picnic spot somewhere where we can kind of unload a few things and get things cleaned out, because it's getting a little bit crowded in here. I'm starting to gather stuff up that needs to go up to the cabin with us, so it needs to go into the car top carrier up above. But it was pouring rain yesterday most of the day in Prince George, and I wasn't able to get into that thing, so I've kind of got it all piled over here. I don't know if you can see, but anyway, it's piled all over here beside me on top of the other things. So that's the thing I would like to get done today. I'm not sure where we're going to end up tonight, but right now I'm going to get up and get going. So I got everything kind of situated in the back there just so it doesn't fall over on our way to the Tim Hortons here. I'm going to go over there, use the bathroom, take Freddie for a walk, get a coffee, and then see if I can find a place. I know there's a park here that we used to stop at on our way through when we were traveling from Smithers down to the lower mainland. That is quite a nice park. It's a little bit, got a little bit historical factor to it and stuff. So head over there and see if I can park. It looks like it rained last night. It's harder to hear the rain in here because of that rooftop carrier there. It's a rooftop carrier that's up on top of the roof. It's a fabric one, so it doesn't hit the roof as much, but there's rain all over the outside of the car, so obviously it rained last night. I'm just putting my shoes on and I've got the car started to defog the windows. I also pick these up at the dollar store. They're like little, you remember the ShamWows?
that's what they're like, except they're quite a bit thinner, and they do a good job of absorbing the moisture that gathers on the windows overnight. If you're overnighting in a colder place, like it's 6 degrees Celsius this morning. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's cooler. It's cooler this morning. We're on our way to Tim Hortons. There is the other vehicle that spent the night in here with us. There was a minivan in here when I first came in last night. Now it's got a dirt bike on the back. Nice. It was a really good night's sleep at the Vanderhoof Public Library, and supposedly they have a Wi-Fi signal. I wasn't able to get it, but I didn't really need it. But it was funny, when I had just got there and had, you know, gotten my pajamas and I'd crawled into bed, got everything all situated, had all my window covers up and everything, I heard this vehicle pull up. And like, oh no, I'm gonna get the knock. This is the cops. This is where security is coming to tell me to move on. And it wasn't. When the vehicle stopped, I heard a door slam, and I peeked out the window, and it was that van that was there, parked 2 parking spots over from me against the fence there. And it was like, oh, okay. It put a whole new slant on how I felt about staying there, because I was a little bit nervous about staying there, because it's one of those places you think, well, I've never stayed here before. I don't know if people got kicked out and they just didn't put it on iOverlander, because everybody said that they had a good night. Getting it myself tidied up before I go and grab a coffee or take Fred for a walk. There's a grocery store that I parked right in front of here that has a grassy area beside it that I'm going to take Fred for a walk on before I go and get a coffee. We've got Tim Hortons back here and McDonald's over here. Vanderhoof is just booming. It used to be just the A&W. That was the fast food type place that you could stop and grab something to eat, and it was attached to a gas station. Anyway, so we'll get back to you when it's time to clean up the car camper. So I've just spent the last couple hours cleaning up the car. I'll give you a quick tour of what it looks like now. It was pretty much the same as when I left, but it's tidier. So looking in from the back, you can see here's my table sticking out. I need to push that in a little bit further. I also have my rug for putting on the ground, which I haven't had to use yet because I haven't stayed anywhere long enough, but it's laid out flat underneath my bed as well. My bed is the 3 couch cushions, working out really well. I got this a couple of days ago for Fred because when it's been wet and he gets back in the car after a walk, he leaves muddy footprints even though I wipe his paws off. So this is something that's kind of like almost like a bath mat, but it's for dogs, and he can lie on top of this and not get the bed all dirty. You can see over there I have my big box that has the cat food, dog food, extra stuff, my shower stuff, my socks and underwear are in a bag in there. I try to keep everything separated into bags so that it's easy to find stuff. And then the trunk here is where I keep all my food stuff. So I have cooking stuff in there as well as food stuff. Then this stuff all goes on top of here at night. During the day it sits back here, and I have all my coffee making stuff in here. I have my water, my drinking water, paper towels, all the kinds of things that I use during the day on a regular basis. And by keeping them in this basket, which was kind of a last minute thought to bring, I could access them quite easily during the day. I don't have to go scavenging through here or there to get at them. This is stuff that I also use on a daily basis. So I have my vitamins, pen, Tums if I need them, toilet paper, hand sanitizer, disinfecting wipes, dog wipes, my knife, extra set of glasses, my e-reader is in here, just sort of odds and ends. It's kind of like my bedside table. And this, I got this little bag from Temu, and it's really quite cute and it's handy. I'm really glad I got it. Also, during the night, when these things all go onto the trunk up here, this becomes Fred's bed. So I have my cutting board here with my stove and little bits and pieces of cooking stuff underneath here. But during the night, Fred can sleep on it. I have these 2 pillow covers, which have all my clothes in them, as well as underneath here I have a squishy blanket that stuffs into a bag. There's also another blanket underneath there, which is a 12-volt heated blanket, which I haven't had to use yet, but by the sounds of it, the further I'm going north, it's going to be -6 one night up there, so I might need it then. Over on the side of the car, I have all my window covers plus my 200-watt solar panel for recharging my battery. This is kind of like the basement, I guess. It's the side door behind the passenger seat. I have my tripod here. I have Gracie's little enclosure that she can play in. This is a bag for dirty laundry, and I have it suspended with a bungee from the grab bar up here. These are attached with a bungee to the box, which has a handle in it here. Keeps them all in there, so when I open the door, nothing falls out, and it all stays out of the way. So it's worked out really well. You can see underneath there is Gracie's litter box and scoop and some freshener stuff. Here are the bug nets for the windows, which I haven't had to use yet either. The front passenger seat has my camera gear. I hang all of my coats up over the seat, so it kind of covers up things on the front seat as well as keeps them out of the way. And this thing I need to get rid of because it's too small for my window and I don't know why I brought it. On the floor is the S2000 All Powers battery that I've been using. Works really great. I've been just keeping it plugged into the car to recharge it because it hasn't been sunny for a few days yet that haven't been able to set up the solar panel to recharge it. So I just keep it plugged in up here. When the car's running, it's charging, and it's been pretty much staying at 100%, which is great. I've been using it for my hair dryer, keep that plugged in permanently. My hair is not liking this wet weather. It wants to do all kinds of weird things. And behind it, I have some extra bags. There's some Ziploc bags underneath there that I need for packing stuff. In the side door pocket, I have all of my light type of things. I have a toque that has a light on it. I have my rechargeable solar light, and my headlamp is in here too. Those are extra dog bags. So by keeping all my lights together, there's no trying to figure out where they are when I need them. And then behind the passenger seat, I have all of my shoes, except for one pair, in these little cloth bags so that if they're dirty and stuff like that, they're not getting dirt all over the inside of the car. I have my pajamas stuffed into the pocket behind the seat. Bought this for Gracie the other day. She keeps wanting to claw up the front seat. So I'm hoping, she's already used it, so I'm hoping she will continue to use this rather than clawing up the seats. I think I'm gonna put it on here for her. It's got rubbery ends, so it kind of stays in place. This I just picked up at Costco yesterday for water. I don't know if I'm going to need it, but I took it out of the box, so at least it takes up less space. Also, here's my 12-volt Coolatron cooler. It fits really nicely there. It just sits over top of Gracie's litter box. The cooler kind of hangs over the seat a little bit, but Gracie's litter box is down in there. So, and I finally grabbed my chair out from storage underneath the bed, and I've got that so I can access it easily now. And this thing on top of the roof is only there because I needed to pick up stuff on the way to take to the cabin. My husband lost his credit card in Prince George when he was there, so he wasn't able to pick up all of the groceries that he would normally take up there. So I bought this thing from Temu. It was $60-something, and I don't recommend it. It holds a lot of stuff. I've got a couple of totes in there. I've got a suitcase that I'll need for Christmas time when I go to visit family, and a bunch of other stuff, but it leaks. We haven't had like huge amounts of rain. It's been more drizzly, but when I took stuff out of this morning to reorganize and put stuff up there that has to go to the cabin, I had to mop up a bunch of water from that back corner right there, which I guess is the low point. So yeah, it leaks. I'm not terribly impressed, but I do have everything in there that could get wrecked if it got wet in black garbage bags. We've just learned that from traveling with totes and stuff like that, is they usually leak. So that is all stuff basically to go to the cabin, and it's a bit of a pain to try to get into because I have to stand on the sides of the doors to get up there. I still have to pick up produce and fruit in Smithers before I head north, because that's the last place that I'll be able to get it where it's not too terribly expensive. And Freddie has been so patient waiting for me to get this done, poor little guy. But we're going to go for a walk now and visit the museum. We are parked in the parking lot just behind it. It's just over there. Oh, I got to show you this bathroom. It's pretty cool. So this right here, I'll read it to you. This outhouse is made in Canada from approximately 700 pounds of recycled plastic. The durable plastic boards are manufactured entirely from waste plastic, including milk jugs, yogurt tubs, plastic toys, ketchup bottles, drinking straws, shopping bags, medicine containers, motor oil containers, household cleaner bottles, juice bottles, and more. When this outhouse reaches the end of its life, it can be recycled again into something useful. Isn't that cool? The Vanderhoof Visitor Center and Museum is definitely a great stop. The highlight for me was the Rich Hobson display. If you are a fan of the books by Rich Hobson, Nothing Too Good for a Cowboy, or the TV series starring Yannick Bisson, you'll love this part too. It's time to head to the next stop on our car camping trip north. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.